Most complaints from Christian missionaries state that people in the East see them as soldiers of an army coming to invade their country and ruin their culture. Many missionaries have tried to discharge themselves by planting churches appropriate for the culture without manipulating the Christian doctrine. The new Christians in Pakistan call their church a masjid. Some Christian converts call themselves Muslims, Protestant. Some Catholic churches' image of Jesus may display the same skin color of the natives to that country. Jesus can be black in Africa and Asian in China. However, in reality, the Christian leaders view these things totally different. When a Muslim converts to Christianity in an Islamic country, they tend to separate themselves from their family and society and have claimed that they were threatened. The women take off their hijab and dress to appear like Westerners. The Christian convert may even oppose the Muslims and attack Islam. The converts also start to see their family as enemies. Some real-life examples include the likes of Nani Darwish, whose father Mustafa Hafiz was killed by the Israeli Mossad. She converted to Christianity, then later formed an organization called Arabs for Collaborator. Many others became Christian, and they changed their position to one which opposes the Muslims and attacks the religion of Islam. Is this intentional? Are there any political aims behind evangelism? What is the relationship of the establishment of Israel and the kingdom of God? We will discuss all these questions in this section. We will not be discussing the history of Judaism or Arabs. However, we will discuss the doctrine of Christians regarding Israel, why they evangelize the new tribes, as well as why they mention the location of Israel, and how far it is from the tribe. We will also explain the difference between the beliefs of the Christians and Jews, and touch on what Christians believe about the second coming of Jesus Christ. First, Israel. Are they the chosen people or the choosing people? Before we talk about the beliefs of the Christians, we have to understand what Jews think about themselves and how Christianity drifted away from Judaism and from the Jews who believed in Jesus as Christ. We have to go back and see why Jews think that God made them the chosen people. The story starts with Prophet Jacob. When God changed his name to Israel, he brought forth 12 children who became the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. Israel means the people of God. Isra means people. El means God. Interestingly, Levi and Joseph are not in the list of the tribes because Levi was chosen for priesthood and as the mediator between God and the Israelites. Joseph had 2 children who became the fathers of the tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. The tribes of Israel 12 are Reuben, Naphtali, Dan, Simon, Judas, Benjamin, Ephraim, Manasseh, Issachar, Zabulon, Asher, and Gad. As mentioned, Levi was not considered one of the 12 tribes, and Joseph had 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. So, Ephraim and Manasseh became the fathers of the 2 tribes. The basics of the Jewish beliefs called the inheriting grace is the special relationship between God and Israel. It is a relationship bound with a contract. God brought down his grace on Israel, and it was expected that Israel would be loyal to God. The Israelites expressed their thanks by applying the laws to their daily lives. Jews believe that they are the ones chosen by God. In other words, God promised the people of Israel to give them the promised land, the Holy Land, only if they follow him and follow his teachings. So it is a conditional promise. It is said in Deuteronomy chapter 26 from 16 to 19, "This day the Lord your God commands you to do these statutes and ordinances. You shall therefore be careful to do them with all your heart and with all your soul. You have today declared the Lord to be your God, and that you would walk in his ways and keep his statutes, his commandments, and his ordinances, and listen to his voice. The Lord has today declared you to be his people, a treasured possessions, as he promised you, and that you should keep all his commandments, and that he will set you high above all nations, which he has made for praise, fame, and honor, and that you shall be a consecrated people to the Lord your God, as he has spoken." Therefore we find that Israelites chosen God, Jehovah, to be their God. Then God accepted the people, but only under one condition: they must follow the law of God in the Torah. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 7, 7 to 9, "The Lord did not set his love on you nor choose you because you were more in number than any of the peoples, for you were the fewest of all peoples, but because the Lord loved you and kept the oath which he swore to your forefathers. And the Lord brought you out by a mighty hand and redeemed you from the house of the slavery, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Lord your God, he is God, the faithful God, who keeps his covenant and his loving kindness to 1,000 generations with those who love him and keep his commandments."